Hello, class. Welcome to Unit 6, your last unit. You are in the home stretch. So, I'm going to start with a couple of announcements. First off, you are in groups for this assignment, and those were assigned quite a while ago. I received more than I would have liked to emails this weekend about group members not responding. Those groups have been assigned for like 3 weeks. So, folks, there's really no reason why you should not have ironed out the details of how you're going to get this taken care of. So, with that being said, for your Unit 6 work, you are in groups of 3 and I think one group of 4. But you need to be in contact with each other. There is no extensions after Sunday for work. So if you all don't get that turned in by the deadline on Sunday, it cannot be accepted. I have to turn in grades really, really quickly. So folks, get this done. Do not delay it because I'd hate to give you zeros. Now, if you are struggling to get in contact with somebody, if you've reached out and you haven't heard from them, let me know sooner rather than later. In addition to that, you're going to want to let me know if because you're in groups of 3 this time, if there's one not participating but 2 of you are in contact, again, just let me know because we need to get that resolved. And this is group work, so there's no makeups on this one, so get it done. Next up, with that being said, it goes to the same thing, is that with this being Unit 6, there are no extensions. So if you are somebody who has contacted me about late work, make sure that you get that in and taken care of. I want you all to be very, very successful, so please make sure that you're holding up your end to get some stuff done here. And also in Unit 6, you have a discussion board. So this week we are talking about overcoming conflict in a negotiation. And it's somewhat of an interesting point to me because essentially that's what a negotiation is. A negotiation is some sort of conflict. It's you disagree on a subject of some sort, and so therefore you're working out a solution to it. So when you're overcoming conflict, there's a couple of different things that the book talks about this week, but just sharing some of my own personal experiences is that there's sometimes negotiations where there's an underlying issue going on here. There's some sort of relationship conflict. Maybe there's a past history there. So there's oftentimes many variables that you could walk into in a negotiation and not you have understood and not you didn't know that going into it, and so that can affect how the negotiation goes. So when I work with nonprofits and I go in and we are I look at a lot of things that I do, even though it's not a contract or anything like that, but a lot of what I do with the consulting is a negotiation because oftentimes in their fundraising component, they've been doing something one way and I would like them to do it another way. And so we negotiate on how to make that happen. So for example, there was a time when the committee that I was working with was adamant that we were going to start the auction with a piece of artwork. Now, not that you all care, but FYI, never. No, you do not want to start an auction with a piece of art. I'll spare you the reasons why, but it's just not something you want to do. And I went into it with, absolutely not going to do it. Here's all the bad reasons why. And didn't win the argument. Okay, we're starting with a piece of auction. Okay, fine. Good enough. You are the ultimate decision maker. Didn't win that negotiation. And then later I found out that a piece of information that would have been very valuable was that that piece of art was donated, or was not donated, but it was made by one of their biggest donors who had just passed away. So of course I'm not going to win that negotiation because there was this whole political undercurrent for very good reason. Okay, that's a wonderful way, and I really felt that. I really wish I had known that piece of information because if I had, I would never have tried to negotiate that point. I would have tried to, we would have moved on to other things, and I really felt like I stuck my foot in my mouth, sort of things there. And I really was just like, man, Other things when it comes to negotiations is understanding how the dynamics of the relationships work. So again, we negotiate in so many different situations throughout our lives. And when I'm up on stage or doing a fundraising auction, and again, I'm negotiating with the audience, right? This is what I'm doing constantly. And so I have this, trip to Disneyland. that I'm selling, I'm auctioning it, okay? We're negotiating, right? I'm trying to get you to spend as much money as possible. You're negotiating with me if you're gonna bid or not. And a lot of what I do is it's husband and wives or spouses, significant others together. And what I have learned throughout the years of doing this is that most of the time, I would say the vast majority of the time, I've never actually calculated the odds, but I'd say probably 80% of the time when it's a situation like that, it is the husband that is bidding in the auction, but it's the wife that is controlling if that bid card goes up. So when I'm doing my auctioning and I'm negotiating with the audience, he might be the person that's raising that bid card, but I'm trying to influence her because I know that she is the person in the relationship that is controlling what that decision is, even though it would appear that I'm negotiating with the husband in that situation. So those types of things happen all around us, and that is going to be what you are going to be discussing this week. So if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Let's have a successful week. Please make contact with your groups, and I look forward to finishing out an awesome class and having you be one step closer to graduation. Thanks, everyone.